Hey everyone, Michael here. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Bitcoin, the Nasdaq SPY, and Dow Jones Industrial Averages. Everything is overall still pretty bearish. However, we're trying to hold on to some support levels right now, and if we break those support levels, that's where things get bad in a hurry. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, we still have been getting rejected by this $25,000 level, nothing new there. However, we're about to break down again below the 20-day moving average. I think what's on the verge of happening here over the next few days is we break down both below the 20-day moving average and the 50, and we start coming back down here to below or the low $22,000 range. This is where I would take my next opportunity to buy. I still don't see a full capitulation moment happening unless the economic data kind of shifts on us. And so far, it's just been okay to bad, but not necessarily good, but not necessarily really, really bad, okay? So I'm waiting for one of those really big moves down as far as Bitcoin's concerned. On the 4-hour chart here, you guys can also see the death crosses coming up bit by bit. This last death cross had a nice, beautiful move if you guys traded it. We have a few more coming over here. I would say sometime Wednesday to Thursday, perhaps, leading us to probably have a worse second half of the week going forward. Now, as far as some of these other moving averages and some of these other things we've been talking about, the weekly moving averages still seem to be a weight that's like dragging us down or pushing us down bit by bit. Overall, not too concerned about that because usually how we break out above these is with a gigantic push like you saw here with the 20-week moving average pushing us up and the 20-week moving average when we fell back down. Only weird thing is right there, and that was more of a testing candle, I guess you would say. Now, as far as the Dow Jones Industrial Average, we have seen a breakdown. Let's go back to the daily chart. We have seen a breakdown over the past few days. We are still testing out the support level right here, though, around the 32,584. And as you guys can see right now, we are still testing that level. There's nothing too crazy going on right now, except for maybe the rejection over here around that $34,500 level. I'm okay with this for now, but I still expect it to break down over the next few days, possibly a week or so. Nasdaq, we knew the Nasdaq broke down a while ago. We've broken down below the 20-day moving average here, and currently we're kind of using this 200 daily moving average as a level of support. One of the things that gets me optimistic when everything else is so bearish is that, in fact, we may have a golden cross here between the 50-day moving averages and the 200 daily moving averages. I would love to see that happen because I think that would give the Nasdaq a short-term pump back up, which could really give Bitcoin an opportunity to bounce off of some of these levels. Like maybe we bounce off of this trend line right here, or possibly we bounce somewhere around this $21,500 level. I'd be more encouraged to buy around this trend line support though. Now, on the 4-hour chart, you guys can also see the death crosses coming in. So I expect in the short term here, we probably would come back down here to test out this 11,914 level. If you guys are looking for some type of buying opportunity, I would take it down here again. Hopefully we don't break down below that, because if we do, then again, we're taking our next step down all the way down here to like 11,283. And that's almost like a 1,000-point drop for the Nasdaq, which would just not be good for anybody. Although I bet it would take more of a slow grind like we've been talking about, more like this, and not so much like the previous crashes, which have been just terrifying to watch, right? And the last thing here is the SPY. This is the last thing that actually really broke down. So this is going to be an interesting one. If you're looking at this as far as support levels, we're probably coming back down here to like another $10 at 389, 390. But you guys can see we just had that death cross over here, and we've only just now started to move back down. I'm really getting more encouraged about the death cross that'll come between the 20 and the 200. That's not going to happen until at least next week here, guys. So I would expect you may see Bitcoin be a little bit more volatile than the stock market this week, and really see probably sometime within the next 14 days, next 10 days, a really strong move in the downward move of the stock market before we eventually have a pretty positive rebound. But overall, we're going to be doing these nice little just general moves down where it might not be the most beautiful, but we're just going to be coming back down bit by bit by bit. And you're going to see some good opportunities to make some money. Be careful of any altcoins you guys hold. Those are going to be the most volatile. Whether you guys are trading stuff like Ethereum, you want to make sure that Ethereum, let's get that back here. You want to make sure that even though Ethereum is breaking out, breaking down, having these really beautiful day trades, as long as we don't start breaking down below these trends that we've been setting up for like the past month or so, a lot of these altcoins are going to be fine, like the ones that have been going sideways. The ones like Matic that keep on going up and up and up, you started to see their breakdowns here, and their drops have been a lot more dramatic over the past few days. So if you have an asset that's been booming and booming and booming, even though Bitcoin's been going more sideways, be careful, because those are the assets that tend to drop down the most when Bitcoin just takes a small dip down. Remember, over the last few days, Bitcoin's taken a small dip down, and Matic right here is down about 21%. That can be difficult if you guys are spot trading, so make sure you guys are adjusting your strategies appropriately. Thanks, everybody.